Hey there, it's Ben from Pattern Profits bringing you the weekend update and weekly watch list into the week of April 25th. First, taking a look at the IWO, our proxy for small cap growth, basically right back to the bottom of the range. You can see the January low, February low, March low. We're just above that level. So the big question is, do we hold the lower end of this range? Do we undercut rally, or do we just continue to melt lower? So IWO in a precarious position into tomorrow. We'll see how it acts. Looking at FFTY, it has already moved slightly lower. 34.28 was a prior low, closed just below that. 34.23, so you're already into new lows there. Not much there in the way of support. And if we take a look at PDP, the momentum ETF, this one also melting lower, back below 10, 20, 50, 65. Cloud Anchor VWAP off of that February low gave way on Friday. Anchor VWAP off of the January low gave way on Thursday. So below those levels, you can see how it came up, tagged year to date anchored VWAP there. And then rolled over late in the week. So again, we'll see, does it come down and retest these lows, undercut these lows, or do we find some type of support early next week? Getting right into the watch list, there is not a lot out there that looks good or healthy to keep an eye on, but we do have a few things to watch. More to see how they act. You had this recent breakout in Marriott. MAR 179.30 was a pivot, came through there on big volume, came back down and retested. 179.49 was a close. Just want to see if that 179.30 pivot holds here, and is it able to bounce, or does it continue to move lower? Very few groups as far as leadership holding up late last week, so Marriott one to keep an eye on. Another that held up well was the oil and gas transports. PAA, this Plains All American Pipeline. In that group, you have this double bottom. I'll zoom out a little bit first. This double bottom pivot here at 1138, closed just below that, but you have this kind of symmetrical triangle here, and it's trying to hold that symmetrical triangle. 1020 cloud also right there. So just want to see if it's able to hold this trend line and bounce, come back up there, reclaim that 1138 pivot. There are quite a few in the group that look very similar. So again, that's PAA. Going over to biotech, EXEL. This is another one that want to see if it can hold. You have a standard pivot at 2210. Nice little consolidation here up high handle. You see the volume really ease up those last few sessions, so getting light. Sellers not very aggressive in this one. Did close below 1020 cloud there, but you've got that standard pivot just below 2210. So this cup high handle pattern, want to see if it can make any upside progress up and out of that handle. Again, that's XLEXEL. Another one I'm watching, a little bit thin, this name Fun Cedar Fair. FUN held up really well last week. There's some rumors of a takeout here, and that may be what's holding it up and have it kind of levitating here at the 50-day. But anchored VWAP off of the high, anchored VWAP off of that recent low. You're kind of back in that little bit of a pinch there. 1020 cloud right there. Year to date anchored VWAP right there as well. So just want to see if this holds that 50-65 cloud there in 1020 and then comes back out of that pinch on the upside, or do we get some type of news on this name that they're getting taken out. Again, that's Fun, FUN. Also, Cutera. I gave this one a shot last week, did not work out, got stopped out rather quickly, but I'm keeping it on the radar. 60-35, the pivot. You have this cup pattern. You had a nice run on the way up. They got FDA approval, new product, has the N in Can Slim, flag pattern up high, consolidating here up high. Ugly candle there on Friday. Want to see if this is going to come back, retest this 60-35 pivot, or even worse, or does this kind of move sideways, wait for the market to firm up a little bit, and then maybe come through that trend line and above that anchored VWAP from off the high, if it is able to go sideways a little bit more, reclaim 1020 cloud. So just one of the few growth type stocks that are on my radar. Great volume pattern here. Really nice move up the right side, now putting in that high handle, but definitely probably going to need some market participation from tech and the NASDAQ and growth for this to make any type of upside progress. So again, that's Cutera, CUTR. Probably going to be a lot of eyes on Tesla for good reason to see how that acts. My view on Tesla, let me bring volume by price over a little bit closer. So I'm going right before the earnings gap. I really want to focus on those involved since this earnings gap back here. Had earnings last week, rolled over, didn't hold that. But you have this anchored VWAP off of the high and off of that prior earnings gap where that big volume came in, and it's still holding those levels. Danced around it a few times and still holding it. Want to see if it holds that level and does bounce, or does it move below these anchored VWAPs, which have held for a couple weeks, and then give us the next leg down. That volume shelf is really built out there, so really just want to see which way this decides to break, and then potentially play in either direction. Again, that's Tesla. And then gonna take a quick look at GLD. Holding that anchored VWAP off of the swing low here. We've seen it several times hold that level, that anchored VWAP off of that swing low many times back here, and did that again late last week. 5065 cloud is also right there. So just want to see if this can make the turn there, push back out of that pinch there, the anchor VWAP off of the high here. Looked good here, looked like it was going to go, and then late last week came in with the rest of the market. So now just want to see again if this level, this anchored VWAP off of that swing low, can once again hold as support and see that push out and back to the upside. Again, that's GLD. That's all I have into the week ahead. Hope you have a great trading week, and I'll see you over on FinTwit.